The other day I got to thinking, what are the most popular video game songs that are out? Like, how many plays have some of these songs received? And because my name is Marco and I'm a former professional opera singer turned YouTuber who loves video game music, I felt that it was my responsibility to find out. And I have collected an aggregate of many video game pieces of music that have been listened to above 10 million times. And so I'm going to go ahead and listen to some of these because I want to know what you have listened to 1 million times. And I know you, specifically you, have listened to some of these tracks more than 1 million times yourself. Of all of the ones that surprised me the most, though, has got to be this guy, Baka Mitai, coming in at 62 million years. Oh, I'm sorry. What? 62 million views. Oh my God. Baka Mitai 子供なのね夢を追って傷ついて嘘が下手なくせに笑えない笑顔を見せた I love you もろくに言うよな口下手でほんまに不器用なのにどうしてさよなら言えたダメだねダメよダメなのよあんたが好きで好きすぎてどれだけ強いお酒でも歪まない思い出がBaka Mitai. Here's the thing. Do we think that became popular because of memes, or do we think it became popular because it's like a legitimately good song? I mean, I think the memes probably propelled this forward a lot. But I have to say that the song is actually really beautiful. It's like a sad love song about loss, unrequited love, so on and so forth. And like, I think it's, if I recall correctly, that's what it's about. I'm kind of happy it has 62 million views in the last 7 years of this particular upload. It's too much fun. It's a beautiful song. Next up is another one that kind of caught me off guard. This is Priscilla's song from The Witcher 3. I played 450 plus hours of The Witcher 3 and I don't recall this, so I'm intrigued. And there's actually a video that goes along with this as well. God, The Witcher. What a good game. That slight out of tuneness is so nice.
These scars long have yearned for your tender caress to bind our fortunes. Damn what the stars are. Rend my heart open, then your love profess. A winding, weaving fate to which we both atone. You flee, my dream come the morning. Your scent, berries tart, lilac sweet. To dream of raven locks and twisted stormy, of violet eyes glistening as you weep. The wolf I will follow into the storm to find your heart, its passion displaced by our ever-growing hardening into stone, amidst the cold to hold you in you flee. My dream come the morning, your scent, berries tart, lilac sweet. To dream of raven locks and twisted stormy, of violet eyes glistening as you weep. I know not if fate would have us live as one, or if by love's blind chance we've been bound. The wish I whispered when it all began, did it forge a love you might never have found? You flee, my dream come the morning.
Yeah, so I think part of the reason why that's so evocative, well, there's actually like several reasons after watching this. Number one is getting the audience reactions. There's a reason why reaction content is as popular as it is on YouTube. Part of that is confirmation bias. Part of it is watching someone have a genuine experience with something that you maybe liked or didn't like, or wanting to see what someone thinks or feels about whatever. And on top of that, there's just this the connection with people, online or otherwise, is a very powerful thing. So in the diegetic space, having someone play a song in a concert, on a stage, in a video game, while you are playing and watching them watch her, who's watching the watcher, as it were, is a very compelling thing. Now, also, Priscilla's singing here is incredibly light. It is full of flaws. It is breathy. There's not a lot of technique. All that to say, it's still beautiful, obviously. The reason why that is more evocative to us is because it is untrained. So what we end up getting is we don't get the barrier between, say, like going to an opera or something where you're going to hear someone who's a professional at this. This is a bard, a person like a sing-songing type of style, a folk song kind of style that feels very improvised in its own way. That is evocative. That is so interesting to listen to. I'm not surprised that that's maybe why that video has, 10 plus million views. Very intoxicating to listen to. And I found myself sitting here 3 minutes in. I don't know about you. Maybe you were skipping around. You better not have, because I don't make these videos for anybody, anyway, I was entranced. And I've seen this before now that my memory was jogged while I was watching it, but also like it's a very intoxicating thing to experience. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the craziest, biggest fan of Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I'm like a diehard MGS1 fanboy. So when I tried to play MGR, I kind of was like whatever about it. I know, but Jamie's music is insanely good. And this particular video of Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, the only thing I know for real, Sam's boss battle, 36 million views. I'm getting the sense that some tracks that become really popular, it isn't necessarily because of their merit, but because of their meme value. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, I mean, musically, it's dope. And actually, what I think really is the coolest part about MGR is the fact that a lot of these boss themes, I think all these boss themes, I actually, I kind of want to, now that I'm kind of like, I haven't played Metal Gear in a long time, even though literally I'm looking at a wallpaper of Snake in the elevator in MGS1, that I'm diehard MGS1. It was the first game I ever bought with, and it doesn't matter, but the first game I ever bought with my own money. But like, I love that the boss themes have so much like impetus, and you get kind of the internal dialogue and the internal world of the bosses. I think that's really cool. Maybe now is the time to go back and play it again. Memes, the nano machines, whatever that saying is, whatever. But the way that they use music in the game is really good, and I'm just not crazy about it. Raiden as a character doesn't really, I'm not that compelled by Raiden, but yeah, the music is incredible. So I'm not surprised that even though I think, Sam is a meme, 36 million views is pretty wild. Of course, Metal Gear Delta just came out, but here is the OG Snake Eater theme. This one's sitting at 18 mil, and for good reason. What a thrill. I don't think this is memed on though.
And silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'm melting to you. What a fear in my heart. But you're so supreme. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I like to use. I'm still in a dream, snake eater.
It's just such a good song within its own right. Obviously, I think like the MGS3 was a super impactful video game that, I think has left its mark on a generation of people. And I do think that obviously there are plenty of memes. The ladder meme. God, everything's a meme now. Damn it. But I don't think that this one became famous or successful because of the meme. I just think it's an insanely good track. No surprise, but Battlefield 4, again, not my favorite. I'm a purist when it comes to Battlefield. Actually, hold on one sec. I'm actually curious. Wow. Only 9 million. Meanwhile, Battlefield 4, 27 million. Am I just old? That music plays as I say that. Yes, you are. You old bastard. What a build-up. I don't think I've ever heard this version. That's a minute build? Yeah, I mean, I think musically, like, that's still not my favorite. I definitely think 1942 Battlefield 1. I guess that's also because of my like upbringing with classical music and stuff. Like, I think that's not to say that I'm not. I definitely vibe with that, but I don't think it hits me as hard as the trumpets and 1942's main theme. But I suppose the cultural relevance of Battlefield in 3 and 4 was a pretty big deal. Battlefield 6 following that kind of pattern, I think. To no one's surprise, Still Alive from Portal has got a ton of views. 52 million views in the last 17 years on this particular video, but I think for good reason.
I'm making a note here, huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Aperture science. We do what we must because we can. For the good of all of us, except the ones who are dead. But there's no sense
It's so funny.
over every mistake. You just keep on trying till you run out of cake. And the science gets done and you make a neat gun for the people who are still alive. I'm not even angry. I'm being so sincere right now. Even though you broke my heart and killed me.
Yeah, and I think with Still Alive or Kadamiya Dio, both of them, there's so much irony in it, and the lyrics are so fascinating. And Kadamiya Dio is a separate conversation because like that's really an evolution of classical music, or really a going back to classical music in a big way. So I really like Kadamiya Dio, but Still Alive has playfulness. It has, you know, a really nice melody, wonderful movement, and also too, I think like, you know, I don't know if this is a meme related song. It probably is. At this point, I feel like every one of these is meme, but fundamentally it is actually like a really charming, simple little, very, 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 very good, nice song. It also connects people to a lot to Portal, because, you know, Portal and Portal 2 are such monumentally good games that really in some ways redefined and or are still defining puzzle games. So that's not surprising. Also not surprising is At Doom's Gate from Doom. That's at 31 million views based on this video I'm looking at. It's crazy, and I'm not sure like how much cultural relevance this particular Doom sound has. It's interesting though, because in my experience with Doom the Dark Ages as an example, the structure of those compositions, while I wasn't the biggest fan of them, they felt fairly simple, and it really, there was no like memorable little nugget per se. It actually harkens back musically all the way back to this particular sound. Now this particular sound to me doesn't necessarily fit the sort of Doom. It would actually be an amazing game to have like traditional old school Doom, but in a modern, I guess we did that with Doom 3. It'd be cool to see it now in 2025. Doom is smart because I find that they're always trying to pivot it from what it was, because Doom is Doom. Like it's funny. Like I don't necessarily think that this particular song At Doom's Gate is a meme per se. It's just such a classic sound, and we've had some really interesting iterations. Now, of course, Mick Gordon being the biggest, I think, you know, The Only Thing They Fear Is You being such a massive shift. Now, for the sake of it, I know that has way more plays, and I'm not entirely sure why it's not on this particular video, because one has 32 million views and the other one has 14 million views. The other one has 8 million views. the other one, 7 million views. But we've all heard it, and also like, why not give a little bit of credit to, to the OG with 31 million views? No slouch. I wanted to stay within this sort of kind of time period with Sonic, with Greenhill Zone. Greenhill Zone has 16 million views. And I personally love Greenhill Zone. Like, I know that Sonic fans are kind of tired of it because they've heard it in so many different games, but I'm kind of new in my Sonic journey. I don't know. I don't care what anybody says. To me, Greenhill Zone, not only do I still identify this as like Sonic, I think it's not just something that plays in the background. Like, this is a fun, energetic, wonderful melody that I think is such like when you think video game music, you think Super Mario, and I hope that you think Greenhill Zone, like, especially if we're thinking about the 90s, 91 especially, like, it's just so good. Staying within the same area, of course, is the Moon theme. And I don't know why the Moon theme is so popular, to be honest. You would think like a random Nintendo IP of DuckTales, something that I don't know that a lot of people are thinking about. As of 16 years ago, this particular video has 12 million views on the Moon and the Moon theme. And I'm really intrigued to know why. Besides the fact that it's really pretty. Like, melodically speaking, that is such a joy. I don't know if it's because of like some meme or something, but like, what an incredibly good piece of music. Like, I genuinely think it's super, super, super interesting and beautiful. And it's all about like the pursuit of life and the willingness to like conquer the challenge of climbing a mountain or something. Like, there's something so invigorating about that honestly I might even do an individual video on the Moon theme, because it is so beautiful. I don't really care about the 8-bit sound. I don't care that that's what it is, but I mean, imagine hearing it orchestrated and fleshed out and turned into like a symphonic poem. Like, wow, it'd be awesome. Of course, Pokemon also has massive fan base. Cynthia's theme over here, we're sitting at 23 million views. I'm not surprised, because Cynthia's theme is insanely good. And I think like this particular version, and the reason why it has so many views is because, you know, Cynthia is terrifying. And while I haven't fought Cynthia myself, like there's something about this particular fight that I think like is lodged into people's minds. And I think part of the charm of video games is that you encounter these musical moments that then you can attach yourself to. And so then every time you hear it, you're like thinking about the fact that you like barely survived your fight with Cynthia, or like this is a moment of, for me, it'd be like One Winged Angel and the struggle that I had against Sephiroth when I was a kid, you know. And so some of this is probably nostalgia, and some of it's also because it's just a really well written piece. I can't restate how incredible it is that these games have this many millions of views. That's a huge deal. It's a huge deal as a fan of music to see something have 10, 12, 15, 20, 100 million views, whatever. Like, it's crazy that these songs have influenced this many people. And I mean, this isn't even necessarily the big, I mean, over here I'm looking, there's a, you know, the Red theme, Champion and Red Battle, 14 million views. It's amazing. In a more modern sense, La Signora's battle theme, actually, from Genshin Impact, has 10 million views. No slouch there. This second phase is so good. I love that. It's so mysterious, so dangerous. The piano symbolizing flames. The singer representing Signora. And the upper register. Yeah, it's hard to deny how cool that piece is. And in a lot of ways that feels to me, and it felt like that when I first heard this piece, gosh, 3 years ago now. It really does feel like the evolution of classical music, using these instrumentation choices, and really leaning into that electric guitar and leaning into, using classical soprano and so on and so forth. Like, it's such a divine piece of mystery and magic and danger and all that sort of stuff. It's just really, 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 it's not surprising that this has, in the last 4 years, mind you, has 10 million views, which is crazy. Of course, the Halo theme song, the OG, 52 million in the last 12 years. Now, of course, some of this, without saying, obviously is because of time, and the more time goes on, the more tracks are listened to over and over and over. But you have to understand that we have 40 plus years of video game music history, and there is countless music being written that people forget. It's incredible that we tend to default and defer to a lot of these tracks that have been around for a really long time. But there is so much more music out there that you probably haven't discovered or know. And I would encourage you to keep an open mind and keep looking for things and keep exploring old stuff while also paying attention to new stuff. It's a lot. It's a lot. There's a lot going on when it comes to video game music. And while I'm excited to be listening to some of the most popular or the most played pieces, I also, I really recommend just making sure to look things up that are random that you've never heard of. Resonance of Fate or RoboQuest or whatever. There is such a vast world to get lost in when it comes to music. And if you're a fan of video games, I would encourage you to do it. On video games and on people on the whole. Like, God, Halo was not my childhood, but it was certainly my friend's childhood. And what are friends even? And how do I find friends? What are they? What are they? I've always looked for them. What? Unrelated. LAN parties and hanging out at your buddies while they were playing Halo was just something that I just grew up with and know implicitly in playing Halo at my buddy's house. It's such a monumental game for so many people. And it's no surprise that has 52 million views in the last 12 years in this particular video. Now, of course, I'm a big Bloodborne fan. In fact, I would say Bloodborne is the best, if not my favorite soundtrack that FromSoft has ever made. So I'm going to take an opportunity to highlight the incredible nature that is Bloodborne, Ludwig, the Holy Blade, 20 million views in the last 9 years, and of course play this section, my absolute favorite. It's just one of the absolute best pieces of music ever. I just love it so much. And, no slouch. We're not quite at 10 million views yet, but believe it or not, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 Lumiere, as of 4 months ago on the official channel, 7.7 million views, which is absolutely crazy.
Obscur, noir et opaque, tu le trouveras sans elle. Clair obscur, trouble de radio, courbera et fait. Clair obscur, noir et opaque, tu le trouveras sans elle.
Truly one of the greatest soundtracks to come out of video games, no exaggeration, and personally a soundtrack that I think deserves all the love and more. I really believe that this soundtrack has reverberated through people in a way that I haven't seen in a while. Such an exceptional experience to hear this music and to see where it goes. They've just announced a concert tour. And man, the sky really is the limit, which is amazing. So props to them. 7.7 million views on Lumiere in the last 4 months is absolutely crazy. Let me know what other tracks you think deserve to be in a top 10 million video game soundtrack listen video. Thanks a ton, and I'll see you later.